This is the SmartBoard setup. We're in the theater here at Westview, and it's in its collapsed state right now. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take this projector and you want to move it out to the center of the screen approximately. Stand back and center it a little bit. Okay, so then you come around here and you look and you will see the red indicator light. That's first thing you're going to do is you're going to obviously turn the thing on. So you grab your remote, come back here behind the projector facing the screen and switch it on. And the image will start to warm up and you'll see the Hitachi logo coming on. And as soon as that comes up, now you'll also notice the green light is flashing and it will go to solid once it's warming up. Okay, then you'll notice it says computer input 1, no input is detected. That's fine, just leave it there. Now what you want to do is roughly align your image, and I'm going to do that, try to do it with one hand here. You want to set your image aligned as close to the center as possible. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to come around and back, and you're going to lift the screen with this crank and raise it to its highest setting. This is in order to get the best amount of keystone elimination. Keystone is when the angle of the image gets skewed either up or down or side to side. You want it to be as square as possible so that the edges are focused. So once that thing, it won't go any further. You're done cranking it. You can't really see it because of the light here, but it's that little crank right there. Okay, so then you come around and your image is going to be a little bit high, and that's fine because you need it to keystone the bottom correctly. Okay, now at that point your image is ready to go. So first thing you want to do is hook up your Mac, and the Mac is ready to go. So you want to hook your audio in to this connector right there. You hear the little pop. Go ahead and hook the SmartBoard itself with the USB connector, which is this guy. Hook it in here. Only goes one way. And then this audio connector is for the metronome. We'll talk about that in just a minute. That goes over here. And then your video connector. Now this has a white RGB for Apple, and I put the black dot on top so you know it only goes one way in this piece right here. So when you plug it in, you come around and the image on the screen will now show up. Give it a minute. There we go. Now you'll notice the image is off center, so you've got to align the image as straight as possible using both adjustments up here and the swing of the arm itself. And then once you get it in place, trying to do this with one hand again. Once you get it in place, then your image is where it's going to be. So that, in this case, it's fairly centered. We're just going to do this for demonstration purposes. Okay, now you come in and pull up your SmartBoard, StarBoard software. It's the little guy that has the pen on the screen. And it's ready to go. So here we go, and you pull this up to the menu and it says settings. Should do it on the big screen. Okay, then you come over here and it says StarBoard. And then you move over where it says calibrate. Boom. And you should get a little thing that says OK, and you hit OK, and then you're ready to go. So now you're on the screen. Actually, at this point, you can go ahead and raise the screen up with this control back here behind. It's this little green remote here. You can raise the screen with that, and that way you can calibrate it. It's better to calibrate it with the screen all the way up. But for demonstration purposes, what you do is you hit each one of these with your finger until it turns green, and you keep going on and on around the screen and so forth. And that's really all you have to do. And then when you're done with that, I guess we should go through the whole thing. real quick. Let's go back to 3. Alright, so it's going to tell us we're off, so we'll get it done here. Okay, we'll just cancel that for now. And then go out of it completely. And anyway, that's how it's done. So it's pretty straightforward. Like I say, if you ever need to call me on it, you can. Now, when you get to the audio section, best thing to do is turn this unit off and plug your audio cable in. The only way you can plug it into the metronome, that little tiny one. Turn your metronome on, turn your audio on, and you can adjust your sound level, your bass, and your volume on that. You also have a mixer on the back. This one's a straightforward no tone mixer here, and you can adjust levels, and the 2 channels are hooked up. Now, if you ever do Apple TV, you need the Apple extension cord in my drawer, and it is the HDMI cable. And really what you could do is you could plug in an audio source from either the computer if you're not using it over here, or the metronome if you're not using it. You could take the audio source from that and use it, because the Apple TV doesn't necessarily have audio on it if you need it. And there, again, that just goes into that HDMI cable. You will have to set up the input. But what it'll do, if you go into the computer and take the image off, it will look for, it will go to the next setting. So what you would want to do is put your remote into this setting here. Sorry, I'm going to cancel that. Alright, let's go into Advanced Menu, which is right down towards the bottom. Go into Advanced Menu and come up here to Input. Let's see, Setup. Never remember exactly where it is. There it is. Okay, you go into Option and you have Auto Search off. If you want to find the Apple, you have to set that to on. So it'll go through all the settings until it finds the connection that's on it. So if the Apple TV is on the HDMI, it will search until it finds that. If your computer's on, it will search until it finds that. Right now I have both the theater and the band room set to off, because if you don't have it, you don't need it. Unless you specifically need it, then you can turn it on. So that's in that, again, that was in that Advanced Menu. And then you want to get out of the menu, just hit your menu key on the remote. I think that should do it. Hopefully that's straightforward, and that concludes our instructions on how to set up the SmartBoard. Thank you.